Yeah, for the record, Yuri definitely we had a we had a big tussle
Yeah.
in the back. We
I
had
posted
some
a
slaps on the wrist.
posted a post DP photo on Instagram a second ago as well.
Yeah, but my phone broke on in the process of hurting Yuri.
Hey, we keep that on the low regardless. That's not for the people to see. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, facts.
Yeah.
We handle that internally.
Lush got a couple kicks in as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to stomp a mud hole through my boy's scalp right
Everyone's a
quick.
little guilty of it.
Yuri, what the fuck happened, bro?
Okay, so
The floor is yours.
all right, so
The floor is Yuri's.
I just returned from a trip to Texas. So the last time we did an episode, I literally flew out the next day on Friday. I went to Texas to stream and stay with Ice Poseidon for basically like about 5 days, and I just got back in on Tuesday.
So
and
just to create a little bit more context for those that might not know, how long is this deep-rooted love affair with Ice Poseidon?
it's not okay. You see.
No. Like how long? Like what I mean is like how long have you been a fan and like?
Oh, okay. Well, the same thing people do to me with ass pizza, they do to me with Ice Poseidon too, where they're just like, oh, you're hyper obsessed, you know what I mean? Like huge fan. I've always been a huge fan. Like I didn't watch any streamers at all. He got me into streaming because I just tuned into his stuff one day randomly, and like I've learned a lot through streaming. Like Blazzy's watched a lot of his content as well.
That's the crazy thing too. Is like I've been familiar with Ice since like 2017.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was watching him when he was at his peak for sure.
Yeah, a lot of people were.
So I understand like when I met Yuri, I'm like, yeah, this fool's for show into the whole CX network shit. You know?
Yeah.
He tried to put you on blast though. You see that? He's like,
What?
It's not just me that watches Ice Poseidon.
I mean, the whole
it's
world
Blazzy too. No,
That's
no,
what I'm saying. The whole world.
I for sure.
From back in the day, you probably seen
yeah.
some like crazy articles saying this happened
Yeah.
to this streamer or whatever it is. Like damn near everyone has tuned into his content. I also noticed that when I was in Texas with him, like if he was just like walking down the street and didn't say hi to anyone or like got anyone's attention, it was fine. But if we were walking down the street and I like. I would bring attention to him, but like I would be like, "Hey," or I would say something to someone, and they noticed him. Almost like 9 out of 10 times, someone recognized him. Was like Ice Poseidon, you know what I mean? Like I really realized the celebrity there. I was like, everyone's seen this fool's face before, you know. But
You were like in the corner, like, oh my god, my hero.
shut the fuck.
Was anyone like, you owe me for those CX coins?
There was a couple people.
No way.
Yeah, there was.
Like, give me my money back.
No, like not like that. That's what's funny is like there was like a couple people who brought up the CX coin thing, but then he asked them, every single one of them, like, did you purchase any? And every single one of them was like, no, this is just the YouTube video I saw, and
Yeah.
I'm choosing to call you out for it or whatever it is. But there was a couple people who said that thing.
Bro, he left 40 racks for everybody. Okay, chill. Like,
And also, like, a lot of people have asked me, like, behind the morality, I guess, of like hanging out with him or streaming with him after.
I've done worse
after
shit
he's-
than that. Like, that's not even that crazy.
And
to
that's
be
and
honest.
also like here's what I'm like. Here's my perspective on it. Is I had him on Harmonious Hour. He talked about the whole situation and he like gave his perspective on it. You guys can listen to his opinion on it and choose from there whether you think he's bad or not bad or whatever it is. But from my perspective, I never bought a CX coin. I never got scammed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like this is a dude that I've looked up, not really looked up to, but like I did look up to his streams. When I got into streaming, like I was like, I would like to fucking do some crazy wild stuff like this, at one point, like build it to this type of level or whatever. So I've definitely got a lot of inspiration from him, but it's just like I didn't really feel like it was weird for me to be like, oh, hanging out with him or streaming with him after this thing had transpired. You know what I mean? Because like he's taking.
Well, you're already out there.
And then also if
You went out there to do that.
yeah,
right?
exactly.
You're right.
But then also, if this is like the level we're holding ourselves to is like don't talk to people who have committed NFT or crypto scams. That's every content creator out there right
And
now,
here's
bro.
the thing,
Damn
You
it.
can't
It's like-
listen to any rapper.
You
ever
can't
again.
exactly. Don't listen to
That's-
any rapper.
listen.
Don't watch any content creator because damn near every single person, your favorite content creators have
The
all
thing
done
is,
similar
you
things.
gotta remember, like people will pick and choose and fucking choose who the villain should be. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
When
exactly.
it's like, rap music glorifies murder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bro, I would love to collab with Gucci Mane. People would love to see you work with Gucci Mane, but he's caught bodies.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
And there's no issue with that because we just love his art.
There's definitely gonna be a couple people who are
He
gonna be
caught
like,
bodies, butt naked, dick swinging, busting shots.
was he
If I-
naked?
butt naked? That's
Oh
the
my
folklore.
If Ice
God.
Poseidon
Butt
did
naked.
that, they will have a fucking field day for you kicking it with him.
Yeah. So I
Like you're
don't know.
with the butt
I
naked
think,
murder,
but
Yuri.
to be fair, Gucci Mane defending himself when a prostitute or a
Yeah.
thotty tried to set him up.
Oh, for
And
sure.
He's more like he's like
His back was against the wall.
Yeah, he's like Doc Holliday compared to
Yeah.
someone do. And look, I don't want to admonish what he did too much, but like I've done some schemes and scams and finessing in my day, but at the end of it, it's definitely
No one's perfect. It's like every person has made a mistake in their life. And then like when I became friends with Blasey, I didn't ask Blasey, what was every bad thing you've done in your life, Blasey, so I can choose whether I should be your friend or not. I became Blasey off the fact that we immediately were cool to one another and our
Yeah.
friendship built from that point on. It's like
me and Blasey
whatever
had
he's
that
done.
convo. I was like, hey, bro.
Like, so, what should I know about before I fuck with you, Brad?
Exactly. It's like, who does this? You know what I mean? Like, oh, whatever it
Yeah.
is. But anyways, so
So you start your trip, you're out there, you're having fun, and then
Yeah.
the chat starts to antagonize.
well, okay, no, let's start off with this. Number one, Toke is a really good friend of mine, and I also have to say that like if there was any, Toke has been there for me before, where he's gone above and beyond to defend me or help me in any situation, and he's just the type of homie where if I'm ever stuck in a weird situation, he'll be like the first dude to like get my back instantly and like to try to defend me and stuff like that. And so from the perspective that I've seen, basically, and also Adam, there's like a whole clip on No Jumper Clips where Adam kind of said something similar, where he's like, Yuriy was getting bossed around by Ice Poseidon the whole weekend or the whole week or whatever it was. And you guys talked about on the No Jumper show, which
was he the alpha of the relationship?
well, there was number one.
Who wore the pants on the stream?
I don't know about that one,
No
but
comment.
I have to say that Ice
Who
Poseidon.
was Big Spoon? Who was Little Spoon?
No. Ice Poseidon was nothing but nice and understanding to me. You know what I mean? There was a lot of stuff that I talked to him off stream where I was like, hey man, like there's like these barriers, not barriers, but like these things in my life that I don't want to cross these barriers or these boundaries. And like every time I brought these things up to him, he was immediately understanding and respectful, and he was super nice to me, and he was very accommodating while I was out there and trying to be helpful and all that stuff. So like he was never weird to me, and he never like was like telling me, you got to go do this, go do that, go do that. Like I came out there,
Wash my drawers.
I came out there excited to fucking like stream and fucking do
Scrub
shit.
my
So,
balls.
I came out there with like hella energy and ready to do stuff. It's like he
Right.
didn't like force me to do anything. You know what I mean? But I did see that like Pollard, I guess, from the first couple of streams got the perspective that Ice was being mean to me or rude to me, and I guess that's why he was like in the chat starting to be like, fuck this dude or whatever.
So
or
it
roasting him.
started with people assuming that like, okay, Ice is fucking
Yeah.
got Yuriy on a leash.
Exactly,
He's
yeah.
he's waving the tickets on the way home. in
Yeah,
front of his
exactly, or
face.
something like that. I don't know. It's like, dude, at the same time, it's like, I'm 28 years old, you know what I mean? I'm old enough to make decisions on my own, you know what I mean? Like, I'm also old enough to be like, if
To do
doesn't
your
matter,
laundry?
Doesn't matter who it is. It could be Elon Musk telling me like, hey, dude, like, go fucking put your hand in some dog shit. I'm gonna be like, no,
Yeah.
dude,
It's my
like,
pussy. I can do what I want. I'm a big girl now.
That's what, like, it's like I can say no for myself, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But he never was bossing me around or told me to do anything, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But
Now,
so,
I heard a rumor or a statement that Pot Lord is known to antagonize the guests on Harmonious Hour.
and this is like, yeah, so like that's why I wanted to start off with number one saying Pollard's always just been a really good homie of mine, but then also it's like it has been kind of, I don't know if it's just coincidental, but there has been like this trend where I had, for example, Ricky on. Shout out to Ricky, came on Disconnected as well. Had Ricky on. There was like a couple little, roasts going back and forth in the chat when I had him on, and I thought that was kind of crazy and random, but it didn't escalate anywhere. Then I had Brian Arnett. Shout out to Brian Arnett. He came on Harmonious Hour. That situation, the chat kind of antagonized because they were like trying to bring in Ali, and Brian had no idea of the whole situation, so they kind of set up him to get, Pollard to get mad at him, but that sparked off a little tiny beef that fizzled away.
So he
And
was fucking around with your guests.
and then Ice was just like the third dude to like for him to just to join the chat. And it's one thing if you were just to be in the chat like saying something, it's ignorable. But he's like my mod, right? And so if your mod is saying something in your chat, it's like
It's
more,
gonna pop up in bold letters.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, why is this dude that you
Why is there a tool next to a name
Yeah.
exactly
talking shit right now?
And people who know about like a mods, they're like, oh, this is your mod, so he fucks with you. He probably has your best interests at heart, and he's talking shit about me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so that already, like, I was already kind of bummed out and kind of upset about that because I appreciate Toke, you know what I mean? Like, for even because he was trying to do it on good like stands or like good principles where he's trying to look out for me.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I flew out there. I'm staying with this dude for 5 days, and it's like
Were you sharing a bed?
No, I had my own bed, but it's like I'm trying to like learn about streaming and like just try to like get some pointers or like just kind of just get some experience from this trip, and it's like it's already starting off with like this like conflict that was just like it just escalated, it got more and more serious. You saw they had the whole Discord call, and then yeah,
That was wild.
and that one after that Discord call ended, I talked to Ice. I was like, dude, a couple of those jokes you made were highly inappropriate, and I don't really agree with them. But everything else was just like it was just them roasting one another. But the one thing involving the girl, I was like, I told him I was like, I don't really agree with those jokes.
I was sawing that shit. I was watching it and I was just like,
I was sighing.
I was cringing, bro. It's like, what the fuck are y'all doing on camera like this? You know what I mean? Like, how is this benefiting anybody?
I don't know what an index fund is either, by the way. I gotta keep it 1,000.
It's just like, bro, like there's nothing more like airheaded than talking about you're broke, you don't have money.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You gotta have you can't even be a trillionaire and like feel like you won anything whenever you talk like that. Like that shit ain't cool.
Yeah, and this is where like this whole situation kind of threw me in the in this like middle part where people are like, oh, you're turning your back on Toke, or you're being a bad friend to Toke because Ice is like saying these things towards him, but I was there watching the chat the whole time, and if you like look at the chronological order of things, it's like it just started with basically disregarding the fact that Toke was like looking out for me. He just started roasting Ice in my chat, and he's my mod, so obviously it's gonna get his attention. And then like it just started escalating more and more, and then it just got out of control. And at that point, it's just like I appreciate Toke, but then he's throwing me in this weird ass position, dude. It's like you know what I mean?
While all this shit was going on, you didn't feel like, bro, I'm gonna text them real quick and be like, yo,
I did.
Chill, don't do this shit anymore.
Before, that's why I was like even more kind of a little bit upset, because before they had that Discord call, I talked to Toke, and I didn't say this whole thing, but I told him like.
To what effect?
Like I basically just told him, I was like, dude, this has gone out of control. This started off with a little bit of roasting, and then now people are getting actually hyper, like mad about this. Well, mostly I could tell Toke it seemed like he was getting really upset about this, saying more and more harsh things. And I was telling him like, dude, like, can we just like knock it off? Like, you guys can hop on this Discord call, but can we just like not make it that serious? And he told me, he's like, I got you, man. Like, it's not gonna escalate anywhere.
So he agreed with you. He's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm tripping.
Well, he didn't say it was tripping, but from that conversation I had with him, I thought he knew that Ice is like.
He got it from your perspective. Like, don't fuck this opportunity up.
No, I didn't think he saw that. I think I was trying to portray to him that Ice is a hyper troll. That's also one thing I realized hanging out with Ice is like. I also realized this is why he's so popular and like why he became so famous is because like he's like a hyper troll to like a level that a lot of us wouldn't take it to. You know what I mean?
You gotta remember he harvests and he kind of like he incubates all these trolls like that
troll community.
That's troll boot camp, CX network. You know what I mean? So he's gonna learn from his chat to see what agitates motherfuckers or how he could get around it.
And that's what I was like hoping Paulo would understand is like Ice is like thinks this is funny. He's just trying to agitate you.
I don't think
and it's working because you're threatening to shoot him and like all this stuff.
What specifically was the first? Because wasn't it jokes about his shirt or something that Ice was wearing? Like, how did it start?
Okay, so it started off with I think jokes about Ice's shirt, and I started roasting back, and then I saw that like Ali was in the chat as well, which was like one of my mods as well, and he found out that was his wife, and he said something like, oh, like something about his wife, right? And then immediately I told him off stream for sure, but I'm not sure if I said it on stream too, but I was like, don't joke about his wife. I was like, that's my best friend, that's his wife, she's also my best, like one of my good friends, we hang out with them all the time, like don't be joking about the homie's wife. So I told Ice don't cross that boundary, but he crossed that boundary unknowingly, you know what I mean? Like not realizing the connection.
The same way he was mentioning the Kiki shit.
Exactly.
Unknowingly.
Yeah, exactly. So he crossed that boundary, and rightfully so, Pollard is getting upset and like taking the roasting and the trolling to a whole nother level. But that's when I would have really appreciated it if Pollard was not just making that, taking that to my chat. You know what I mean? Because I want my streams to be about like having a good time. You know what I mean? Like unfortunately, the past month or so, or like past month, I guess, or a little bit less than a month, it's been more drama shit that's been entering my life.
It's been a roller coaster for Yuriy, and I feel like you've been damn near like you've been in the eye of the tornado. You know what I'm saying?
The shade room ain't got shit on Harmonious Hour, dog. What the fuck?
Yeah, bro.
And
it takes one of those things. It's like you gotta be a friend and be responsible and like realize like, yo, my homie's been getting fucking bullshit for the last 3 weeks piled on him. maybe I shouldn't be another layer
catalyst for another.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also, it's like he also knows like how much it meant to me to like the fact that Ice invited me out there to go stream with him. It's like kind of
so
if you have any issues with him, like just leave that to the side and respect the fact that I'm trying to make something of this, like this little journey of mine.
Right.
I mean? Like,
which should really go without saying, but like even if you like add another layer of just like communicating that to him, that's like secured that shouldn't go down. And that's kind of like, I was really the one that was pretty upset about the whole situation. Like, he had made a post on like the chat and I couldn't believe it, bro.
Yeah, dude. And people were sending me that picture, and at first, I thought it was fake.
I thought it was fake.
I was like, he wouldn't say that. I was like, no. I was like, people are trying to piss me off right now.
I couldn't believe that shit, bro. I texted him like, bro, this is fake, right?
What's crazy is like initially my whole perspective on this was kind of different. It was kind of like, damn, Yuriy really should have been checking Ice because he's getting at his boy sideways. And ultimately, like, even if this is a big opportunity for you and all that, like, you got to be loyal to the soil. So, but hearing it the way you're breaking it down right now, I'm kind of looking at it differently.
Right, and you also have to remember that Ice Poseidon, he is no stranger to this whole drama and like internet troll culture.
Yeah.
So he's also he knows what goes into a good stream. He's gonna be the puppet master as well. He knows how to like he knows how to arrange the chat.
Yeah, exactly.
He's finna capitalize off that shit every time.
For sure. And this was just another cakewalk for him. But like, it's led to like really bad comments, to the point where it's like, we had to make a decision off air, amongst like a team, and we're just like, maybe we should have just pot Lord, just sit this episode out, just because it just didn't feel right, bro. I saw that shit, it had me so upset. I'm like, there's no way this could be real.
Yeah.
All right, people, we just hit 300,000 subscribers. We're trying to hit 400,000 subscribers. So that little red button, tap it, tap in. Appreciate y'all.